Whether you met our next guest over at Checkpoint Chickie, or you had to spend a night at the Rock there in Mayberry, or you may have seen him at dozens of local events, you know you're safe because the Mayberry Deputy is on duty. Our good friend David Browning is here this morning to preview a couple of upcoming signings for his book entitled, "We Have Extra Security Tonight, My Life as the Mayberry Deputy." Thanks for being here.
That's me.
There he is, right there. Live and in living color.
I'm right here. I'll tell you what.
No black and white here today.
Have a little trouble with my short-term memory, so I brought enough notes here to cover everything. That's right. Yeah, that's me right there. Oh, yeah. Look like a mule eating briars is what it does.
I know you could write tickets. I didn't know you could write a book.
Oh, I'll tell you, I wrote a book. I wrote a book, and I had the best time doing it. You know, I wrote and wrote and wrote for years on it, and then had a couple of people that were helping me with it, and then I ran into Tom Perry one day. Tom lives over in Ararat, Virginia.
Okay.
And is an author and a historian. And he said, well, let me help you with that book. And Tom got a hold of it, and he started to compile it.
Right.
And he designed it, and he put it together. And I just thank Tom so much. And it's just my life. You know, I've been a performer in the Tri-Cities here for all of my life.
Right.
And then in 1989, Tim White asked me to do the Mayberry Deputy for a Darlings concert. And 25 years now, 26 years.
Just take it off.
Yeah, and 21 of those full-time. I've been Don Knotts' opening act. I've worked with Goober. I've worked with all of the cast members from the Andy Griffith Show at one time or another, and so many other people. Roscoe P. Coltrane was a dear friend of mine, and I would never have experienced any of that had Tim not picked the phone up that day and said, hey, how about emceeing a show with the Darling Boys?
It's just funny how life takes a turn on you sometimes.
It is, and then you've got to be, you know, open and willing to enjoy every moment that's presented for you. And I told a group on Saturday, as a matter of fact, up in Pennsylvania, I said, you know, all of that training, all that previous stuff. I did vaudeville for 5 years with a buddy. Did the old Who's on First and the Abbott and Costello stuff, and I directed shows at Theater Bristol. I directed the outdoor drama in Big Stone. And all of that is preparation for this great gift that came along, and you got to be open and willing to take it and run with it.
But you've got this persona. You've got some other ones too, with Scrooge and Lincoln, and you're able to use all of that training and make some characters come alive.
I think that's right. And I had a fellow tell me up there in Pennsylvania last week. He said, you know, I've met a lot of entertainers, but he said, you came in. He said, you made us laugh. You gave us a nice message, and he said, and yet I'm sitting here just chatting with you like a buddy. And I think that's what it's all about. I've always viewed entertainment as a teaching tool, as an ability to make a connection with other people. And in the end, that's, you know, as our life goes on and on, that's that's the real richness in it. You know, that quote that Barney had that time, you know, money's not the only thing that can make you rich. Friendship and all of that stuff can make you very rich,
There's some true words right there.
Those are some true words. And so that's what my book is about, is all of these wonderful friends that I've made over the years, and without the friends, I wouldn't be working.
And I keep up with you through Facebook.
Yeah.
And people can do the same thing. You're everywhere. I mean, literally everywhere in the United States, I see you from Wisconsin to Florida.
I got to tell you something. Last week, we were in Melbourne, Florida, before we went to Pennsylvania, and it was a medical directors symposium, and they put me on in between a doctor who was talking about depression. And then I got up and did my thing, and they were laughing and carrying on. And then they put a doctor on that was talking about open wound care. So you know, I don't know how I fit in there.
And now for something completely different.
But the Mayberry Deputy was welcome in that atmosphere too.
Yeah.
And it just amazes me. It just blows my mind, from churches to tour groups to medical symposiums to law enforcement. That's what's kept me working all these years.
And you got a couple of book signings coming up.
I do.
We need to hit that as well.
Yes, we do. Don't
you
kick
can
me
come
out
and
of
get
here.
a copy of this and get it signed.
That's right. I'm going to be at the Mountain Music Museum at 626 State Street, Bristol, Tennessee, on Friday the 13th from 2 p.m.
Think
to
you might
5
want to change that date?
No. Okay. That's a good day. I'm going to be there with Tim White. We may even do a song out there on State Street. And then Saturday, I'm going to be over in Kingsport at Two Dads Cafe. And that's through Bubba's Book Swap. co-op over there. We contacted him, and he said, wouldn't it be fun to do it down at the cafe? So we're going to be there from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. on Saturday the 14th.
And folks, when they come out, they can expect to have a good time with you.
I like to have a good time, and I'll be there in costume. It's not just a book signing. It's there. I'll be there performing and entertaining and just enjoying people. And again, I want to thank Tom Perry and Tim White, who's just been such a great friend.
Well, you've been a great friend.
You've
been a great friend to our show, and we want you to come back anytime you want to.
Well,
let's give you that information one more time about those book signings coming up on 11/13. That's Friday the 13th, 2 p.m. Mountain Music Museum, and then on the very next day at 11 a.m. at Two Dads Cafe there in Kingsport. That's easy for me to say.